is a mathematical equation, not an emotional decision. You see, the question is not if Facebook ads will work, it's when it works and how that looks for you. If it was easy, everybody would be running a 7-figure brand, but it isn't. It takes passionate leadership, smart operations, and powerful marketing to truly win. And with the right frameworks and mindset, anything is possible. You only fail when you decide to quit. When life gets tough, you get tougher. When the campaigns tank, you get wiser. When it feels like nothing is working, you push harder. And when you're winning, you remember that feeling. Strive for greatness. Don't settle for average results. Fight like your family, team, customers, and business depend on it, because they do. This is the E-Commerce Alley. Hey, hello everyone. Today is going to be a good day. We have Dylan behind the scenes. He is
filling in for Jacob.
Filling in for Jacob yet again. But it's going to be good. It's going to be good. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about lead gen and how that applies to e-commerce and how it's going to apply, what kind of campaigns we're going to run, how we kind of, the strategy that we put behind it. But if you are, and this is the first time that we're actually streaming to YouTube, and we're streaming, I think, to just my Facebook page, right? Is that right, Dylan? Give me the thumbs up. I think so. Yeah. This is the first time we're streaming outside of just the Facebook group. So this is kind of cool.
Live to YouTube and the Facebook group today.
Okay, awesome. And I couldn't hear your audio. I don't know if you're muted or not. But we're live to the Facebook group, Facebook and YouTube. So, hey, if you're here with us today, go ahead and drop in hashtag live. If you're watching the replay, drop in hashtag replay. Just to kind of give us a little heads up on who is watching this right now. I know a lot of people come back, watch it in the evenings. We have a lot of Australian and UK and New Zealand friends. But who's hanging out? Drop it in the chat. I see Casey, Carrie. Oh, Carrie is consistent. And by the way, Carrie, I actually just saw a subscription box who interviewed you. I saw their post on Instagram yesterday. And anyway, I said Carrie's the best. And they agreed. But anyway, it's good to see you. Chris hanging out here. Who has, and James all the way from Ireland. James, good to see you again,
what time
man.
Is it over there? Like,
I don't know, I think it's only 5 p.m., 5, 6 p.m.,
5 p.m.?
something like that over there.
like eating dinner?
Yeah. Now, I don't know if anyone has seen this yet. We have the link in here, but here coming up, in a little less than 2 weeks, on Tuesday, August 22nd, we're gonna have Unicorn Industries, which is Matt Harward and Stafford Newsome. They're flying in. We're all gonna be here in the set, and we're doing a 3-hour live, interactive, completely free workshop on AI and advertising, how we're tying it together, how we're outperforming competition by leveraging ChatGPT in particular. And we're gonna be getting into the weeds of some more initial stuff that you've never seen or done before, I promise, and even into some more advanced stuff. So if you're not registered, go register. It's free. Commit the time. There's a Facebook group that we open up next Friday for, so you'll be able to join the Facebook group. Go to AIAdsworkshop.com. It's going to be an incredible time. Just fun fact, if you don't listen to the E-Commerce Alley podcast, you should, but Matt and Stafford have done 4 collective podcasts with us. We have another one coming out with them in the last 2 years. Their podcasts are the most downloaded podcast on our podcast from an audio and even like a video standpoint on YouTube. So they know their stuff, spend millions and millions of dollars advertising per month. And so they're coming in, we're coming in, bringing a collection of the minds, and it's gonna be a really, really good workshop. I really encourage you to go check that out. All right, now, if you don't know who I am, I'm Josh Coffey. I'm the fully caffeinated founder of the E-Commerce Alley. And this is where we train e-commerce store owners, just like you, in the exact industry that you're in. We have a little bit more than 160 or so, and we train e-commerce owners just like you how to leverage Facebook ads for new customer acquisition. And in doing that, they're getting 2, they're getting 3, they're getting 4 times better results than the average person, probably including you. And so if you want to install the same machine, and you want to say, hey, how do I increase my new customer acquisition by leveraging Facebook ads? Maybe I've been burned by an agency. Maybe I don't even know what I'm doing and I need to learn this. Maybe I don't have frameworks. Maybe I'm trying to scale and my ads are going and they're just fatiguing. Or maybe as I try to break new spend thresholds, everything just kind of falls apart. If that's you, just shoot me a message. Whether you're on YouTube, whether you're on Facebook or Facebook groups, just shoot me a DM and we'll kind of show you, hey, what does that actually look like and how could it look for your business? Now, who here, drop in the comments, who here is currently running lead generation ads for their store? Just to get a pulse, drop me so I know if you're running lead generation ads. And if we get no me's, then this is gonna be good. We're gonna open the gate to something that will hopefully really, really help your business. But who here is running lead gen ads currently? Let's get a little bit of a pulse here. You know what's interesting? We never used to run them until maybe about a year and a half ago. And then we started really leaning into lead gen ads. And even if you're not, like most people think of lead gen for B2B or sales teams, you need them as an e-commerce store. So I see one, I see an Ashley Me. All right, so we have one. All right, not too many. James have previously, but not at the moment. Well, let's go ahead, let's dive in. I'm gonna show you all results we've kind of seen and why we believe lead gen is really important. And then I'm gonna overview this strategy and show you what you need to do. So today you'll be able to walk away with that strategy. This will probably take 20 to 25 minutes. And then at the end, we'll close with some Q&A and have a great Thursday. Now let's go ahead, let's dive into this. First, I think it's important to know, like why. Why would we run lead gen ads as an e-commerce business versus running purchase campaigns? Most of the time we're focused on purchase-based campaigns, conversions. We want to drive immediate sales. But here's what we've learned in running ads. And I want to just show you, this is the dashboard of a fancy tracking tool called Hyros. Hyros is an attribution software. So it's very, very accurate in breaking down revenue attribution. So I can see revenue that has come in from revenue that's come in from like Google. I can see Facebook as a whole. And if I hit this little arrow, it'll drop down and it'll show me all of the ad sets and all of the campaigns, the ad sets and the ads and the results of those. And this gives us very clear accuracy on everything from SMS to email to organic to social to, you get the idea. One very quick note. Does everybody see social here? Let's just have a quick look at social here. $478 tracked out of 270,000. Social does not produce a lot of tracked revenue. Just going on the record to say it. But if we look at this, let's look at email. Email here, and I'm gonna also put in SMS here, accounts for 39,000, almost 40 of the 269. And SMS, which is kind of like email, just short form version of it, accounts for 23. Now, if I were to take both of these and I was to piece these together, I had to run the math in advance because I'm really bad at doing math on the spot, but this is equivalent to $62,600 in revenue. And if you take that of the entire 270, we're looking at, I mean, email accounts for approximately 23% of our revenue. And I show you this because that's the value of email. Growing your list is really, really critical. Now, I know we're sitting in August, but Black Friday is right around the corner. Cyber Monday, Q4 is right around the corner. I mean, it's literally a month away. So it's here, or it's a month and a half away. It's gonna come up so fast, and if you're not prepared, here's what's gonna happen. You're gonna get to like September, you're gonna get to even October, and you're like, all right, now let's start planning, or hopefully not November, and you say, okay, now let's start planning the holidays. Now we have to be prepared with this, and if you don't, here's what's gonna happen. CPMs, or costs per 1,000 impressions, is gonna just go like this from now until the end of the year. We're seeing incredibly low CPMs in a majority of the almost 200 ad accounts that we have access to. We are seeing really low CPMs this whole summer. Here's why, and here's my conspiracy theory behind it. Many people are in a summer slump. And so when people are in summer slumps in their business, the first instinct is to pull back on advertising. As advertisers pull back, there's less competition, there's more supply, Facebook CPMs come down because there's less competition. And so here's what's happening to all the very smart advertisers. They are scooping up tons of leads and tons of customers for cheaper than it's going to be from this day moving forward. And so as the CPMs and cost of advertising starts to go up and the competition becomes really fierce in the last quarter, if you have an email list that's 5 times the size or 2 times the size of what it is right now, how powerful would that be for your business when you get to Black Friday and CPMs are like 3 times what they are right now? And there's all this competition and there are billions of dollars being spent on advertising on Facebook, and you just get to send emails to your database. Like, how powerful is that? Well, it's very powerful. And so that's what I wanted to cover today, because it's going to kind of lead us to help prepare you for those moments as we get into the more competitive moments of the year where advertising costs are much higher. We want to have access to an email list. And just to give you quick benchmarks, what we're generally going to see is $1 to $4 a month per person on our list. Now, we produced 63,000 with this, with 63 between SMS and email, which, by the way, anyone on SMS, they're on our email as well. Just not everyone gives us their phone number. And so of that 63,000 in sales, guess what? This email list is about 30,000 people. So we're producing about $2 per month per person on the list between email and SMS. And I know we're talking about email today, but SMS is the same thing. If they opt in, a lot of times we'll get their phone number, and as long as you have a strategy with that, you'll produce revenue as well. And so if we're looking at it, about 1/4 of our revenue is coming from this. So it means we need to prepare. We need to be running lead gen campaigns. And so what I want to walk through today is I'm going to walk through what the lead generation campaign strategy is, and then I'm going to show you some examples of like how you might piece it together with that strategy. But before we do, I need everybody to go down to the little heart or the thumbs up button, and I need you to press it. Hit it as many times as you can. And until Dylan starts seeing some of these coming through, we're not going to get into the juicy stuff. So once Dylan gives me the thumbs up and says, hey, we see some hearts and we see some blue thumbs, we're just going to hold, and there's going to be no good stuff happening here. You're all going to be sitting in limbo, because I need to know that you want to actually learn this.
It's shot up. We've got numerous reactions coming through. It doesn't show me if people are doing hearts or sad faces or happy faces. It could be all sad faces, but we've got
angry faces.
Yeah, I mean, it could be, and I don't know. It doesn't show me, but we do have numerous reactions coming through. So whether they're angry faces or happy faces or likes or hearts, they're responding to you, Josh.
All right, that's good.
They're
all right, so you're let me know. Let's do this. Well, first, what is a lead generation campaign? I just want to clarify what I mean when I say lead generation. So pretty simply put, it is a campaign with the goal of growing your email list of intent-based buyers. We want intent-based leads, like people that are looking to potentially buy from us. What we don't want is an email list that we're paying for that has like 100,000 people on it, which, by the way, I know a lot of stores that have this. They have 100,000 people and they're producing like $10,000 a month. They built a crappy list. And so what we're using to get these people on our list through the campaign is crucial. It is crucial because we have to have intent-based leads. We don't want intrigue-based leads. An intrigue-based lead or someone who would just be anyone would be an example of if I said, hey, I'm giving away $1 million cash, throw your name in the hat and get on my list. Well, you're gonna get leads for like 2 cents a piece, and guess what? They're never going to buy from you, and you're gonna pay for insane amounts of space on your email list, whether it's Klaviyo or it's another tool. You're gonna pay for a lot of space for dead weight. We don't want to do that. So the lead generation campaign we're talking about is offering something and running ads that are then going to produce buyer intent leads, people that are interested in your actual products and not just everybody. So if we're going to want to grow it every day, the good thing is we don't have to have a large budget. The minimum I'm going to recommend for this is $10 per day. So if I'm looking at this, here's what I would want to do. I want to be able to budget. And my recommendation, by the way, is $10 as a minimum, or 5 to 10% of your overall budget. So if you're running ads, let's say you're running like $100 a day on Facebook, great, we're gonna do $10 a day. That's the minimum. If you're running $1,000 a day on Facebook, we're gonna run $50 to $100 a day in lead gen. This is just planting seeds. Think about it, we're just storing acorns for winter. Literally winter. So we're just stashing acorns, right? All of these leads. So from a budgeting standpoint, That's how we want. That's kind of how we want to budget it. $10 a day minimum. I don't care where you're. If you can't spend $10 a day on lead gen or in general, you shouldn't be running lead gen. This is something to layer on top of what you're already doing, or 5 to 10% of your budget overall if you're spending more than $100 a day in ads. All right, so this is what we're looking at from a budget standpoint. But here is the overarching strategy. So here's a strategy, and this is very important because if you don't have a good strategy and you just go run lead gen campaigns, what's gonna happen is you're gonna get a lot of people in the front door. You're gonna be like, oh, I'm getting leads for like 29 cents or 48 cents or whatever that is. And then they don't buy from you. And so they don't liquidate ad spend and they don't come back. And we don't want a list of people that aren't gonna buy. So we have to be very intentional with this strategy. So here's how it's going to look from a very high level, all right? So the first thing we're gonna do is we are going to run an ad. So let's just say this right here is our ad. Here's our little image, little headline. Then we have a little block text right there. We are going to run an ad. This ad is going to be a lead form based ad. So when they click on the ad, we're not gonna go to a landing page. We're actually gonna have it open up a form where we have these boxes and it's gonna ask for like their name. It's gonna ask for their email. Usually that's it. We could ask for, so this is gonna be our form. You can ask for more information if you want, but the more information you ask for, the larger the barrier to entry, the lower the conversion is going to get. So we're gonna take this lead form. This is where most people stop, okay? This is where most people stop. This is what's gonna just generate leads, but you're not gonna generate sales. And that's the most important piece and the reason we're actually doing this. So from here, what we need to do is we need to have them click on the ad, they're gonna fill out the form, and then we're gonna push them to our email marketing tool. And in this email marketing tool, we need to have strategy behind this, all right? We're gonna push them to our tool, that's great. They're gonna probably get enrolled in your weekly newsletters, or your weekly content, or your promos that you're gonna be doing, but we need to have some degree of strategy behind this. Now I'm gonna share kind of what my preference is here. My preference is to have a thank you email, but then after this email, we're gonna delay 7 emails, but 1 day apart. So we're gonna delay these 1 day apart. So for 1 full week, they're gonna get 1 email per day, all right? And that's another email right there. So from this point forward, they're gonna get 1 email per day for 7 days. Now this could be similar to your welcome series. Most people have a welcome series. But what needs to happen is this thank you email needs to reinforce the thing that they completed the form for. So let's say that my ad was, hey, you're gonna get 20% off your first order. And let's just say I took my welcome offer and I just made that my lead gen offer. Well, now they fill out the form and they need 20%, right? So that first thank you email needs to reference the actual offer that they opted in for. So we're gonna reference that, but then we are going to start a clock. We're gonna start a clock. This is my clock right here. We're gonna start a clock on that offer. And you can use this if you use Klaviyo. Klaviyo is gonna allow you to do what are called dynamic coupons. And there are other tools that help you do a lot of different time-based things and time delays and stuff. But we're gonna build a time-based offer that is going to then expire at a certain point. And so let's say I'm gonna use the 20% off as an example, and I'm gonna show you some examples in a moment. So I fill out the ad and it says, hey, get 20% off your next order of peanut butter. Peanut butter just sounds good. So
hey, it works.
We sell peanut butter and jelly, and you're gonna get 20% off your next order of peanut butter. I fill it out, I get the thank you email, and then that is reinforcing the 20% off, and it gives them a unique code. And now we begin the clock, a dynamic clock to them that will expire that coupon code in anywhere from, I like to make an urgency base of 24 to 48 hours. Most people make a decision in that amount of time. But what this does now is it gives me time to send them 2 more emails. They get email number 1 immediately. Day 2, they get the next email. Day 3, they get the next email. That's the end of the 48 hours. And so the third email is likely gonna be like a last call email before the expiration. Now, after that, we're gonna start to just build value. We wanna talk about our brand. We like to say, hey, what makes us unique? We like to talk about different products and show them different products. And that will also help generate sales. most of the sales will come in those first 24 to 48 hours because we're giving them the offer that they opted in for, and it created urgency within that. So this is it. Like, this is the overarching strategy. Super, super simple. Now, I want to give an example here, and I want to show you kind of how we would do this. And I'm using, let me scroll over here. I'm using Pacific Hound as an example here. So Pacific Hound is a dog collar brand. Allison Coons, wonderful person. Actually, she was just here last week. They're from Oregon, and they were driving through, and so they stopped by, and we had a campfire. So Pacific Hound, they have dog scarves, leashes, collars. Those are like the top three. And so Allison with Pacific Hound, she does Flash Friday. Every Friday there's this unique thing that she does with her list where they can get up to 40% off, and there are certain numbers of them that people can get access to. And so every Friday she does Flash Friday. It creates cash injection once a week. She'll take things that have been in that have been in her inventory for a long time. She'll just liquidate things that she doesn't need anymore. A very, very brilliant strategy. And so here's what this kind of looks like. So Allison created the ads, and I want to show you what these ads looks like. Let me zoom in here. So this is an example of a buyer intent-based lead gen campaign. If this says, let's look at this primary text, get exclusive weekly access to savings on handcrafted scarves, collars, apparel, and leashes for your canine friend when you join the Flash Friday VIP list. Get up to 40% off canine gear. I want you to ask yourself, would somebody who doesn't have a dog or like dogs opt into this? Probably not. It's literally telling them, get on our VIP list so that every Friday you can get access to up to 40% off canine gear. If I didn't have a dog, or someone that I loved that had a dog that I would potentially buy for, or I didn't like dogs at all, I'm probably not going to get on this list. So what this means is, yes, I'm gonna pay a little bit more for my leads. I'm not gonna pay 10 cents a lead because this is an intent-based lead. They wouldn't get on here if they weren't interested. If you sold apparel, you could say, hey, by opting in, you'll get one shirt, the third shirt free when you buy two. Well, I'm not gonna opt in if I didn't like the graphic and some of the shirts that I saw in the creative of the ad. I likely wouldn't opt in if I wasn't interested in at least buying some t-shirts from you and getting the third one for free. And so I highly recommend when you do this, that you tailor your offer, you have to make an offer. So the ad should be tailored to an offer. And an easy place to do this is your welcome. So if you have a welcome offer, do a welcome offer, and I'm gonna put a little plus here. Do a welcome plus. Make it a little better than what's on your website. If your website is like 10% off the first order, 15%, boring, everyone does that. Make it unique, make it a little bit higher. We're paying for ads, so we wanna get this customer acquisition more efficiently, and if it has a better offer, oftentimes we'll convert them a lot faster. And so in these ads, and if you look at these ads, they're kind of similar. This one, warning, our handcrafted dog scarves, collars, apparel, and leashes may spark spontaneous adventure. Join our Flash Friday VIP to get early access to exclusive weekly deals every Friday. This message was approved by 10,000 plus dogs. Get up to 40% off canine gear. And so it's all saying similar messaging. A little bit different ad angles, but we reinforce the messaging and we have a call to action on what they need to do. So these are just the generic ads, right? We're just creating ads for the offer that we built. Once they click on these, we're gonna run a lead form. And this is an example of what this would look like. Pacific Hound, join our Flash Friday list, up to 40% off. Get exclusive weekly access to savings on handcrafted dog, etc. So what is this doing? It is reinforcing what they just clicked on the ad. We're creating congruency in their sales experience. Once they click on this lead form, which you could build these in Facebook, and a side note, one of the reasons we do this versus driving them to our website is the fact that lead gen forms have better attribution. When they go to our website, now it's pixel-based and iOS 14, heard a lot of attribution. When they fill out the form on Facebook, they don't leave the Facebook platform. So because of that, we have more accurate attribution on lead costs. So they fill out this form, and a tool like Facebook's lead forms will integrate with tools like Klaviyo natively. It'll just natively integrate. It's very easy. And then you can send your leads right into Klaviyo for that email campaign. Then you come in here, they click, sure, next. Pops open, email, first name, last name. They fill that out, and then check this out. This is a strategy we like to do. We like to pique curiosity, and then we like to get them to check their email. So once they fill out the form, it shoots them to this is the thank you page of the lead form. And look at this. Your surprise gift is waiting. Okay. Check your email to learn how our VIP Flash Fridays work and also get a little surprise gift to get you started. So this is pushing them back. We prompt them to go check their email where they'll learn how things work, and then also we have a little surprise gift for them. If you did this and you did 20% off, is using that as an example, we would just say go check your email for a unique for your unique 20% off code that expires in 48 hours. So now we're putting urgency on it, and then we're also telling them to go check the email. The email is then going to verify what they opted in for, and they have urgency built into it. Now you'll notice another thing we do here is we simply push them to get shopping. We have the button at the very bottom say shop Pacific Hound, and we just start driving them right away to our website. And then we have people actually come and click on that button at the very bottom of the thank you page, and they start shopping. And some people just start shopping and they'll buy without even using the code, which is kind of funny, or even waiting until that next Flash Friday event. And so this is, from a very simplistic standpoint, this is what the lead form starts to look like. Now, once they fill this out, I want to just show you an example of what an email might look like here. And we built this email, and I'm going to write this out for you in a tool. We're huge fans of a tool called Stripo. And if you go to alleypodcast.com/Stripo. It'll send you to Stripo, and we'll get like $1 a month in affiliate commission to help pay for Chipotle.
Tacos and tequila.
So it'll help us out a lot, everyone. Stripo is a great tool where you can design emails with hundreds of templates, and it's easy to drag and drop, build these beautiful emails like I'm about to show you, and then you can push them to whatever email tool you use. It doesn't matter what it is. It works in ActiveCampaign. ActiveCampaign, Klaviyo, we work really heavily in. ConvertKit. I mean, there's so many. It'll work in all of them. OmniSend, etc. And so this is an example of what that would look like. Hey, you're enrolled. Watch your inbox and save up to 40%. And then it just breaks it down. Hey, welcome to the pack. Plus a surprise gift. We're thrilled to have you as our community of dog lovers who appreciate quality canine gear and the great outdoors. After years of buying gear, so it kind of tells a little bit of a story here, starts to connect, right? Then it comes down and says, hey, every Friday, here's how it works. We get 40% off. The sale is exclusive to you, so there's a uniqueness to this. Plus, surprise gift. Check this out. Pack VIP, and you'll save $20. And we position this as a $20 credit, not $20 off. A $20 credit toward your first purchase over $75 with that right there. Welcome to the pack, and be on the lookout this coming Friday. And then look at this, showcasing some different products right down in here. Using a tool like Stripo makes it really, really easy. It just pulls it in automatically from your Shopify store.
That's a good looking email, Josh.
This is a great looking email. The only thing that I don't know why we didn't do this, I think I just had this as an example, is we would want this to be dynamic. So we would want this to say, and actually hers is, I just put Pack VIP in here because you have to go through the whole funnel in order for it to automatically make it. So because I didn't want to do that, I just put Pack VIP, but here's what it normally does. It says Pack VIP, and then it'll go like 1x39b. It'll make a very unique one bait for them. Klaviyo allows you to build dynamic coupon codes. It assigns it as soon as the person gets that first email, and then that will be valid for insert a certain amount of time if you go build those dynamic coupon codes. And so this is it. So this is it. You run these ads, they fill out the form, they get in here, they get this email, it creates urgency, and then over the next 7 days, we're indoctrinating them to the brand. We're building urgency and reminding them of that offer. So for the first 3 days, the goal is just to get them to buy. And then after that, we just start to indoctrinate the brand, talk about our unique selling points, talk about what makes us unique, talk about the different products that we offer. And then after they get through that first week, they're officially into our regular weekly emails that we're sending, including the promotion cycles that we begin to run. And by doing this simple, and it's simple. It doesn't take that long. It takes a few hours to really get this all set up. We're able to produce leads for less than $1 per lead. And for $10 a day, hey, what if you were adding 15 to 20 people to your email list every single day? What would that do for your business? If you were spending more than $10 a day, $50 a day, what would it do if you were adding 50 to 100 people a day to your email list, or 75 people a day to your email list? Well, I'll say from experience that it'll do a lot, especially as you continue to email them and they continue to get your stuff. And as you get closer to those holidays and you're introducing new product launches and new collections and the new promo cycles that you're running, it'll pay off down the line. Now, one final note I want to say on here with lead gen ads is one of those things that you commit a percentage of your budget or a certain dollar amount to, and you stick with it. Because attribution is going to show you the cost per lead, but it's not going to show you when someone comes in. We have this happen all the time. They come in, they get in Klaviyo, and they buy in 17 days. Facebook's not going to track the purchase inside this campaign. Very unlikely that it's going to, because it's outside of the 7-day attribution window. And iOS 14 ruined a lot of stuff. And so you're going to be focused on saying, hey, I'm committing to sending emails or to growing my list every single day. And I promise, if you do this, you're going to build a stronger brand and you're going to be able to produce sales that will pay for that in the long run. We do it, our clients do it, and I highly recommend it. Cool. So for all of you, one question. What's your biggest takeaway here? Biggest takeaway from what we covered today. Drop that in the chat. What was the big takeaway from this whether it's the campaign strategy, maybe there's something of this that maybe you knew some, maybe there's a little bit, maybe this is all new, maybe you knew some, but there's a unique angle to this, or maybe you just knew this whole strategy, because I think I've talked on this maybe like 4 or 5 months ago. It's been a while since we talked about it. Drop that in the chat.
Yeah, Brandy had a question. If we will show the notes again, you can actually go back. This will be available in the group forever. So you can go back and you can rewatch this video. You can take screenshots. You can take your own notes. This will be available in the group for you.
Yeah, cool.
But then Mark said that he loves Stripo.
Yeah, Stripo is a great tool. It is a great tool. We highly recommend. I think it's like $10 a month, $12 a month. I don't know. It saves so much time. Plus, this is just me going on a rant. Like Klaviyo and most email tool builders, they're so limited and the designs just suck. Stripo's great. All of our clients and I think you said Mark, was that Mark Shalinsky?
Yep.
Okay. In the Max Profits mentorship, in our program that we teach Facebook ads stuff, we also have a whole module on email, and we can design those, and then you can share templates within Stripo, so you can just import them, which is so awesome.
Yeah, it is awesome. A few more things that people found interesting. James said urgency and daily emails, and Carrie said just commit to doing it, which I think is really good.
Yeah.
And then Brandy said use unique time-sensitive codes.
Yeah, those are big. Most email marketing campaigns use generic welcome codes. The problem is everyone knows it. Now, if it's a holiday and it's like a promo, like, hey, it's Black Friday, use our, Black Friday code. Great, that's fine. Everybody knows that that's time sensitive. But there are two major levers we can really pull in marketing to move people, and that is scarcity and that is urgency. But when you say, hey, use code WELCOME15 to get 15% off your first order, boring.
Yeah, that's pretty obvious.
Everyone knows that there's no urgency.
Use it again the next time.
Yeah,
on your second order.
There's no. Well, they could set it capped one per customer, but they could just go use a new email. So like when you create urgency and you say, hey, this expires, your welcome code of welcome 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I'm just giving an example here, and it custom tailors it. It expires in 24 hours. Oh, well, they just opted in to get 20% off their first order, 15% off their first order. They wouldn't have done that if they weren't at least slightly intrigued to buy. So let's push them into taking action right away.
Yeah. James asked a great question. What are your thoughts and feelings about giveaways these days for list building?
Yeah. So James and I go way back. Fun fact for everyone: the very first training I ever did for e-commerce brands was called the 5-day giveaway challenge. James, I think you were there live, man. I think that's where we first met. And this was in 2021, summer, June 2021. So I've actually known you for 2 years now. And I taught how to leverage giveaways to just blow up your list by thousands of people. There's a whole sales strategy behind it. I believe giveaways, if done right with the right giveaway items that would draw in your ideal customers, absolutely can and do work. But the back end marketing has to be very intentional. So the gist of the strategy that we did that James is talking about here is we would drive traffic to a page where we'd use one of two tools. We use one called Gleam, Gleam, Gleam.io, or upviral.io or upviral.com. And basically people would come in and we'd say, hey, we're giving away $500 worth in dog gear. I'm just gonna build the example here. Here's the campaign. I'm giving away $500 in dog gear. Well, first of all, if I didn't have a dog, I probably wouldn't enter this, right? Or if I didn't have someone I knew that had a dog. Most people entering would have dogs. $500 in dog gear, it's my own product. So guess what? I only have the cost of goods and the shipping. It's not the retail value here. And then what we would do is we drive traffic, they would opt in, they would get additional points for following us on social media, for sharing it with their friends, and we'd assign a high point value to referring other people. And by doing that, we would create this viral component where we might get 1,000, but we would get like 200 or 300 people opted in just from those 1,000 referring those other 200 to 300. And we'd be able to do this to the tune of thousands of people, like sometimes 3, 5, 10,000 people on an email list. And we would run these 2-week giveaway campaigns. After that, we would announce the winner, and then everyone else came in second place. Because if you're not first in a giveaway, you're second. So we would do a marketing campaign and say, hey, for the next 72 hours, as our thank you for entering, we have a unique code to you that you can use to buy any of our gear. And so we would do that to create sales. And so yes, it still works. We, even Zero Shoes, Dylan, they run whenever, they give away a $100 gift card to Zero Shoes every single month. And their email list is 800,000 people.
It's a pretty big email list.
Yeah, and they produce, a lot of money from it.
So here's an interesting question. What if you made up a code that looks randomly generated, but it's actually just a static code, and say it expires in 24 hours? That was
that's good. That's a good one. So that's an old trick. That's an old trick. We've all used it, and I'm 100% cool with using it, unless you want to build like true urgency. And what this means is you're gonna have to commit to some people trying to enter it and it not working, and then them realizing, oh my gosh, you were legit. This is an actual timed code. You can do either one. I don't have any case study to say one does better than the other, but I like having true scarcity and true urgency, because when you do it right, what happens is it signals to your customers and your potential customers that no, this is legit. We cut it off and you're not able to buy after this many are sold or after this certain time period. Now here's what's gonna happen. They're just gonna go enter a new email so they can get the new code, and then they're gonna use it right away. Most people do that. Or they're gonna email you because they really wanted to use it and they weren't able to because it expired, and then you'll just set them up anyway. Obviously we're gonna give them the deal, but the reality, it just creates this true urgency. I'm a fan of using the real one, because if they're gonna buy, they usually buy in that time frame anyway. But that's actually a really good question. You could, John, you could really just make it whatever you want, make it look unique. Can't say I haven't done that plenty of times.
It's probably easier to set up that way, huh?
Yeah, a lot easier.
And Mark Shalensky asked, I guess he said that he's used Gleam for the last few years, and he's curious, how does it compare to UpViral?
UpViral's user interface is just way better. The reporting in it is way better. I think Gleam is super clunky. UpViral, I would just say the biggest part for me is the user experience and the user interface for the end consumer. So I like the back end of it. I think it looks nicer. And then it also it integrates with everything. So that's pretty easy too. So there's no big, they're very similar. I think UpViral is actually cheaper though. And UpViral interface is better. That's just my 2 cents. I don't think there's anything wrong. Gleam is not bad at all. I like the user experience of Gleam, or the user interface. I don't like the user experience on the back end though. Like, I think that it's great when they see the front end. I think the back end for managing it is kind of like, it's really clunky and ugly.
Yeah, that's what Mark says too. He feels like Gleam is sometimes a little ugly.
Yeah, that's it. I think the front end is fine though. I think Gleam's front end is it's not bad. That's the core tool we used to use until we learned, and I met the owner of UpViral, and then I like that better. All right.
Well, Josh, that's
cool.
it.
Cool. Well, hey, who's coming to the AI workshop?
Everybody.
That's a question I have. Every single person here. You better come. The AI workshop is going to be great. We're going to share things we've never shared, which is going to be really, really cool. Especially because those two guys are going to be here in person. We blocked 3 hours. I don't even know if we'll. I feel like it's going to go over.
I think it'll go over, and if their content doesn't go over, they will do Q&A over
For sure.
probably quite
Yeah.
some time.
There's a lot. Yeah, we have the content. It's really good. It's awesome.
Yep.
It's really great. Okay, well, everyone, good to see all of you. The podcast on Monday is actually about AI with them that we've already filmed. That releases. If you want to learn how to leverage Facebook ads to really unlock new customer acquisition in your business, shoot me a DM from wherever you're watching. We'll kind of show you, hey, could this work for your business? And if so, what would that actually look like? But hey, we love you. Everyone have a great week, and we'll talk to you soon.